Hello, welcome back to Steep Riderz. Today we have the Husqvarna Vitpilen 701. This is James' bike and he's going to tell you a bit more about it today.
Hi, I'm James, also known as Nick's Vids on YouTube. This is my beautiful Husqvarna Vitpilen 701. This bike is made in Sweden. It's a Swedish bike. It's Vitpilen also means white arrow in Swedish. So obviously if you're interested, that's what that means. The 701 engine is the same one out of the KTM 690 engine. So it's the 690cc engine. It's brilliant engine, absolutely love it. It's a big single fuel injected engine producing 75 brake horsepower and 53 foot-pounds of torque, meaning it gives you a lot of punch off the line but not too much top end. It gives you a 3.6 second 0 to 60, which is pretty quick for one of these bikes, not bad at all. The engine is a 6-speed gearbox, so it allows you to do about 146 miles an hour. Obviously I've never done that or even got close to that, but it's capable if you were to take it around the Autobahn or on a track day. So it's got Brembo brakes front and rear with a Magura Master. This is a single disc at the front, which gives you plenty of stopping power because the bike is so light at only 156 kilos. The tank holds about 12 litres of fuel. It's not a big tank, and even though the fuel gauge on it will tell you you've got 200 miles left, trust me, don't trust it. It's one of the worst things about this bike is the fuel gauge. So it worked out that the other day I said I still had 40 miles of fuel left and I ran out around the next corner. Trust me, it wasn't impressed and it was rather embarrassing. Okay, so the bike comes standard with a quick shifter and an auto blipper for downshifting. It has traction control and ABS. The traction control and ABS can be turned off, but unfortunately you can't do it on the fly and you have to be stationary, hold down a button for a good few seconds, and then every time you turn the bike on, it turns itself back on. It's a bit of a nightmare, but it's still good fun. And when you turn traction control off, trust me, I don't know personally, but it does wheelie really well. So okay, so I don't know the exact seat height, but me at 6 foot, I can quite easily flat foot either side of this bike. And to be honest, if you're a little shorter, you'd be on your balls of your feet a little bit and you'd be perfectly fine. The bike is quite hunched over as a cafe racer sport style bike or naked bike, but it doesn't give you the backache that sports bike does. It's surprisingly comfy even though it is leant over. The only thing I do notice is round here on my inner thighs I get pain after a long time of riding. That's mainly because you're gripping the tank, and to be honest I'm never normally riding relaxed, let's just say that. So if you're looking for slightly more comfort, look into the Vitpilen. The bars are slightly higher up, give you that motocross style bars, and the seat is slightly different design and it gives you slightly more comfort for your ass, so it's a lot better. This bike is so much fun, one of the best motorcycles I've ever ridden. I haven't ridden too many, but I've ridden my fair few and I absolutely love this one, which is why I plan to keep it for a very long time. Now one thing with this bike though is with the quick shifter, when you're proper going for it and you click from 3rd to 4th, it can sometimes hit a false neutral. Trust me, it's annoying suddenly hitting a false neutral, redlining your bike when you're really trying to go for it, but it's the only real issue with this bike. And to be honest, in looks, I think it's a gorgeous looking bike. The only thing that lets it down is this dash. I'm sure he'll overlay an image. This dash is just ugly. It's not a pretty dash and it's boring. For the style of bike it is, I would look for an upgrade into a slightly more interesting dash on the bike. So for mods, I haven't done too many. Most of these were standard when I actually purchased the bike. These are classed as crash protection. I more think they're there for the looks. I think it's just to protect the tank if you do go down because it's solid metal there. This does have heated grips and Husqvarna mirrors on it rather than the standard mirrors, which really ruin the look of the bike in my opinion. I have a aftermarket exhaust, a Hurric exhaust, really weird brand, but it sounds good. I recommend it, but to be fair, I prefer the stock exhaust, so I would have stuck with the stock exhaust if it was available when I bought this bike. This is also a tail tidy. Normally it's a wraparound number plate bracket which wraps around the wheel, but to be honest, I'll tell you a little secret. When I'm doing wheelies, I don't want to scrape the hell out of this bit of plastic here, so I modified it and put this custom tail tidy on it. Apart from that, it's a pretty standard bike. There is also an airbox mod you can do with these, worth looking into. I don't know the facts and figures about it, but the airbox mod allows to give slightly more power to the bike, so that's 75 brake horsepower. Code probably goes up by 5 just from cutting a hole in your airbox and sticking a filter on it, so it's worth looking into that, and if you do your research, it's worth doing, that's for sure. This bike can be restricted on A2, 75 brake horsepower, so it can be restricted down to the 43.5 or whatever it is for A2, and I haven't done that. I have my full license, but to be fair, I think you wouldn't lose too much power and it'd still be a really enjoyable bike. Brand new, these are around £9,000, give or take. Obviously, if you buy it towards the end of the year or buy a year older version from new, you can get it for about 7,500 to 8,000. I paid 4,500 for this one with 3,500 miles on it, so I'm pretty happy with that. It is a 2018, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. One other thing to mention is this has WP suspension front and rear. It's pretty much a slightly cheaper version of Öhlins. It's very popular on off-road bikes, which is why Husqvarna is an off-road brand almost, pretty much. So that's why they've used the WP. I recommend them a lot. They're nice and firm, but they've still got a nice little bit of bounce to it when you need it. Okay, there you go. This is a brilliant bike. I absolutely love it. I cannot recommend it more. Thanks to Steep Riderz for doing this review with me. It's been awesome fun, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to Nick's Vids, which is my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.